Hi everyone, hope you're all doing good. This is my first video back for 2023 and I've also returned with a new setup. Now while I was away, I got some new lights and I've been trying out new setups, and I decided that it probably would be best to move in here rather than being in my bedroom for pretty much all my videos, but it's still a bit trial and error. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do VC videos in here or not, but we'll see. Please let me know what you think of the new setup and whether you think I should just have all my videos done in here with this setup. So yeah, this video is going to be part 2 of the VCLT that I received back end of last year, November, from Liam, the Pt.2 metalhead, and Simon Pieface. So yeah, in that video I basically unboxed all the CDs and then announced that I will just do a part 2 in the new year, talking about all the albums. So here it is, and I'll link part 1 if you want to check it out, if you want to see me unbox all these. It'll be at the end and also in a link to it in the description. So yeah, massive thanks again to Liam and Simon for sending me all these. I've really enjoyed listening to these throughout my break, and yeah, now I'm ready to make this video and make more videos going into the summer, where I'll probably take another break, and that's what I'm gonna do in the future. So yeah, before we get into all the video, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for all your support over this time where I took this break because I was at an absolute low point. But yeah, now I've got the motivation back to, you know, come back basically and make more videos. And I appreciate everyone who's been staying in loop with the channel, with the community tab. I've been posting a lot on there and I'll continue to post a lot on there. And also all the new subscribers that I gained without making a video. That's awesome. I really appreciate all them people. Last thing before we get into the video, I put a post out after I made this video, but before you see this video, that CD, my EP Warrior in the Clouds Part 1, is now available on Discogs. So yeah, somebody told me that they put it on Discogs, that it was on Discogs, so I thought I'd make an account and put it on there to sell. And also there's a couple of other CDs that I don't want. If anyone might be interested in them, go check them out. But yeah, so that's just a quick little update on that. And now let's just get straight into this video. Okay, let's get into these. There's a lot to go through. There's 16 in total. 4 from Liam. We're going to start off with the ones from Liam. So first one, this is Coheed and Cambria with Good Apollo on Burning Star. Yeah, it's a massive title. Volume 1, From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness. What a crazy long title. This is from 2005, their third album on Columbia. It's like US prog, rock, metal, alternative metal sort of thing going on. And I've got to be honest, I didn't really like this album when I listened to it. There's inside. Yeah, I couldn't get through it, to be honest. Literally, I just couldn't get on with the vocals, so I didn't play the whole thing. But I mean, I'll try it again, but I'll probably more likely pass this one on because it really it wasn't my kind of style. I wasn't really into the vocals, and that kind of just blew everything out for me. Next one, Paul Gilbert, Spaceship One. This is also from 2005 on Shrapnel. His 7th solo album, and this is sort of hard rock, bluesy rock at times, just cool rock and roll really. And the thing with this is that Paul actually does a lot of vocals on this album, which I wasn't expecting because the albums that I've got, he didn't really, it's all instrumental, there's no vocals. And it's a bit of a mixed bag really, this album. Half of it I thought was really good, and the other half I didn't like at all, to be honest. So yeah, it's a mixed bag, but I do like it, and I'm happy to have this album. Next one, Atreyu, Death Grip on Yesterday. It's come out in 2006 on Victory Records. This is their third album, and this is American metalcore. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Bullet for My Valentine in places. Which I do like Bullet for My Valentine, but this kind of reminded me like of a little bit like a not as good version of Bullet for My Valentine. It's like, I thought it was okay. I really liked Our Six Stories so far. I thought that was a really good song. And the first song and Your Private War. I don't know, it's kind of a mixed bag. I kind of liked a little bit of it. I liked the vocals, but I just felt that the guitars and that at times wasn't as good, unfortunately. But I'm still happy to have it. And the last one that Liam sent me is this chamber metal, neoclassical metal guitar, and this is a comp of all different like European shred guitarists, and I really enjoyed this. I really like the second guitarist on here, Milos Dolezal. He kind of sounded a bit like Marty Friedman, Jason Becker Cacophony, which was really good. There's some moments that sounded like Satch as well on here. Really awesome shred guitar. And then there's one bass player, so Steve. Check out, what's the guy's name? Stanislav Burka. He's a bass player, and there's a pretty cool like bass solo that he does on there. So yeah, that's all the albums that Liam sent me, and I'm really grateful for them. Okay, now we're going to move on to the stack that Simon sent me, and boy, it was one hell of a stack. At the beginning, I actually forgot to show this. He actually sent me a little Lando character from Star Wars, which I thought was really cool. I thought it was a mistake first, so that's why I didn't show it, because I didn't actually realise it was in there until he said, "Oh no, that's a Lando character you can have." And I thought, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So appreciate that. And now, yeah, let's get into the album. So the first band he sent me was this band called Norther, and he sent me two albums. This is the first one, N, and this is their fifth album from 2008. And then he also sent me this one, Circle Regenerated, from 2011, and this is their sixth and final album. And this band I'd absolutely never heard of before, and they are Finnish melodic death metal with power metal elements in there. And I've got to be honest, I wasn't a massive fan of it. I listened to about half of this album, and I got halfway through and I had to switch it off, to be honest, because I really wasn't getting into it very well, and I didn't even listen to that one because I thought if it's similar then I'm not going to like it. But I did like the first song of this album. It sounded a bit like Children of Bodom, which I thought was pretty cool. But then after that it just went too power metal for me, so I'll probably look to pass them two on. If anyone might be interested, I might pass those two on. Moving on, next is another band that I'd never heard of, and this is a German death metal band called D.I.E, and this is their album called Nightmare's Brain from 2018. I believe this is their fourth album. Yeah, this is their fourth album. And it's kind of, yeah, German death metal with some punky stuff in there, and at times it kind of reminded me a little bit like Based, and also Liam's band Consecration as well. Like bits that I've heard of Consecration, it kind of reminded me a bit of that as well. There were some really like slow doomy bits that really put me off, but on the whole I did enjoy this album. I thought it was pretty good. and I probably would check a little bit more out from this band because definitely was interesting. And the next one is the reason why that VCLT happened, because he said he had this Slipknot live album and he said he'd send it to me. So yeah, this is pretty good. It's a double album. They pretty much play all the stuff off their first 3 albums. Not all of it, but it's pretty much stuff off their first 3 albums. They play all the classics like Disaster Piece, Sick, Before I Forget, Vermilion, let's see, yeah, Duality, Surfacing as well. But they did play a lot of the first album, which isn't my favourite, so I skipped a couple of those. And yeah, a couple of songs that I'm not a massive fan of. So, but on the whole, really great live album. I'm really happy to have it as part of my Slipknot collection. Next one, Arch Enemy, Doomsday Machine from 2005. This is actually my first time listening to Arch Enemy ever, and I thought it was pretty good. You know, it's that Swedish melodic death metal. This is their 6th album, and I did enjoy it. I thought it was really good. Nemesis I really like. Slaves of Yesterday as well, the last track I thought was really good. Skeleton Dance as well was pretty damn good as well. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Probably, you know, it didn't like completely blow me away, but I don't know whether like this is their best album or not. I'm not really sure where to go next after this, so Arch Enemy fans, tell me where to go next with that. Okay, now we're moving on to the next pile I've got. Next one is God Dethroned, and this is the Lair of the White Worm from 2004. This is their 6th album as well. I really enjoyed this, like melodic, blackened death metal. I really enjoyed this album. This is one of my favourites out of the whole stack. I really like the vocals. Kind of sound a little bit like Millie Petroza in places, and yeah, definitely would want to check more out of this band because this was my first time listening to them, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, so the next lot are all from the same band. He sent me quite a lot of Caliban albums, so we're going to get through these. This is the first one he sent me, their 3rd album, called Shadow Hearts. This was really good. This kind of reminded me a little bit of like early Killswitch Engage, Alive or Just Breathing, but a little bit more kind of extreme and a bit more hardcore-y. Yeah, I really like this one. This one was really good. However, the next one, the follow-up to that one, The Opposite From Within, I think this is my favourite one out of the 4. This one really reminded me of Alive or Just Breathing, Killswitch Engage. Even the vocals, he sounded very similar to Jesse Leach, and I do like Jesse Leach's vocals. So yeah, that's a definite winner with me, that one. The next one, The Undying Darkness. I'd say this is my least favourite on out of the 4. I don't know, this one, they incorporated the more clean vocals, and I wasn't a big fan of the clean vocals that they used on this album and the subsequent album. Also, they did a weird cover of a Bjorg song, and I didn't even know who Bjorg was when I had to look up who Bjorg was, and when I found out, I thought, okay, that's a strange cover. Although they do a song on here called Moment of Clarity with Millie Petroza, and that is an absolute banger, probably my favourite song on that whole album. And the last one for the Caliban is their 6th album, The Awakening, and I really like this. This is just it's a really good mix of like their previous albums really. My favourite songs on here are Let Go, Another Cold Day, Give Me a Reason and Stop Running. Those 4 songs are probably my favourite songs out of all of these albums. But yeah, I definitely would like to check out more from this German metalcore band because I really enjoyed it. Okay, 2 more to go now, and this next one is God Forbid and their album Earth's Blood, their 5th album, also on Century Media. This is a US metalcore, thrashy, melodic death metal-y style band, and that's kind of what I was expecting with this album, but it surprised me so much because, like, on my ears it kind of sounded more progressive than anything. It had thrashy, metalcore, melodic death metal moments in there, but a lot of these songs kind of had a lot of like influence from Opeth and Mastodon as well, which I really wasn't expecting and took me by surprise, and I really enjoyed it, and it's made me want to go and check out their early stuff for sure, because I was really impressed. And the last one that Simon sent me is this, Harm, October Fire, and this is their 3rd album from 2016. Norwegian blackened thrash band, and again, I'd never heard of these, and I kind of had a feeling it might be a bit black metal looking at the artwork, which is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, this album was absolutely brilliant. It had like black metal moments, thrash metal moments, really awesome kind of blackened style vocals as well. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. That was one of my favourites as well out of this whole stack, and I'll definitely want to try and check out their other 2 albums that they made. So yeah, overall I'm really happy with all this stack that I got from both Liam and Simon. So that was my first video back in 2023, my return. I'd love to know what you thought of any of these albums, and if you might be interested in the ones that I wasn't too keen on, just let me know and we can get stuff sorted out. Thanks once again finally to Liam and Simon for sending me all these. I really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate your support. And Liam, I hope you liked the albums that I sent you in return. Yeah, we've got lots more videos coming up on the channel throughout the month and throughout the year. I really hope that you guys are excited, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Check out all the other stuff that I've got going on, and yeah, part 1 will be up there. Thanks ever so much for watching if you got this far, and until the next time, keep it metal.